Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie and this is Unity Consciousness. Today we're going to be discussing the energy that will be with us this week, beginning today, the 3rd of May, and continuing through the weekend. So before we get started on this week's energy, I just want to recap from last week. It was a very intense super full moon in Scorpio that I most certainly felt. As I've explained before, I am a Scorpio rising cusper. And it just so happened that I was affected by this full supermoon and needed to take some time yesterday to reground myself, which we'll talk more about how to manage this energy moving forward as well. But the super full moon in Scorpio certainly kicked off the eclipse season, which is in full swing. So what can we expect this week? A little less intense, that's for certain. However, the energy will continue to intensify over the course of the month. We've got a new moon on the 11th in Taurus, and then we have an eclipse. It is a total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius at the end of the month, and then a new moon solar eclipse in Gemini on the 10th of June. So this week is going to give us a bit of a reprieve, but there are astrological configurations that we need to discuss. And first and foremost, beginning today, Mercury enters Gemini. So Mercury is a planet of communications, right? And means of communication as well. So Gemini is energy that is, you can feel both sides of things. It is, the zodiac sign itself is the twins. So it's polarity, but also acting as one, seeing both sides of a situation, but also can be scattered, can be a lot of things going on at a superficial level or surface only, not a lot of depth. But the shadow side of Gemini energy is too many irons in the fire and not enough time to really complete what you started out before you start something else. So be aware of that. And this is communications. So Mercury entering Gemini is chatty energy, very mind energy. Gemini has to do with intellect and mind. So you could be feeling scattered when it comes to your mental processes or things that are coming to you relatively quickly, or you might need to talk a lot or talk fast, which is what I seemingly am doing today. But again, by seeing all the different sides of things, you can invoke a little bit of your compassion, allow that to happen as well. So in addition, today, the moon squares Uranus. So there's a little bit of rebellious energy when it comes to our emotions. And with Uranus, it can be a little bit of a shock too. So you could have intense emotional reactions to things that seemingly come out of anywhere. That's part of the energy of today. Then moving forward on the 5th, which I believe is Wednesday, Jupiter is quintile Uranus, and Jupiter is in the final degrees of Aquarius, so it amplifies that Aquarian energy. This can lead to quick aha moments for us, give us a lot of faith and optimism in the world and the sphere as we know it, collectively as well as individually. Then on the 6th, the collective true north node is sextile Chiron. And Chiron is the wounded warrior. So this is a very compatible union or conversation. And it will lead us to healing old wounds for life's purpose. Inner healing, don't mind my dog, means somebody's probably walking by the front of the house. But inner healing of that wounded warrior, of situations from your past which may have left you wounded in some way, either this lifetime or lifetimes past. Then on the 8th, which is Saturday, Venus enters Gemini. So that same Gemini energy that we talked about relative to Mercury is now going to also be supplemented in our relationships and money. So this can be a lot of curiosity when it comes to relationships and love, and relationships could be that with yourself, it can be work, it can be friends. So those relationships you may become very curious about something relative to them, or you may be bouncing back and forth, being very versatile in how you feel about those relationships or how you feel about money. So it is very changeable and superficial, again, on the surface only, not a lot of depth associated with it. So be mindful of that, and just know that it is going to change. It'll change quickly. Your feelings relative to those relationships could change from one track to the other relatively quickly. Then also on that day, Ceres, she's the goddess of harvest, enters Taurus. So you think about harvesting. Harvesting can be nurturing. So, for example, if you are having issues with a relative, a son or daughter specifically, someone that you nurture, how do you care for them? Those are the things that are going to be pronounced on Saturday. It's holding space for growth as well, and you'll know when it's time to let go or whether it's time to stick with it, and kind of walk through those processes. So when Ceres was in Aries, we wanted to control those outcomes. Aries wanted to control the outcomes, where now in Taurus, you can trust in the outworkings of the universe. You can be a little bit more patient relative to that, and you can hold space for whatever growth is going to come in to take the place of a situation that did not resonate with us, that we had to let go of. On the flip side, the three-dimensional manifestation of this would be the feelings of rejection and abandonment without the understanding that people could be turning away, or a situation could be turning away from you because it no longer resonates with the level of frequency that you're at. You raise that frequency, that situation can come back in either as it presented, or it can come back with a higher frequency that matches that of yours. So know when to let go. That's very important. And also know that things that are meant for you will return to you, matching your energy as you begin to ascend or continue the ascension process. So that's the energy for this week. And as I mentioned, things are going to intensify over the course of the week. So take those deep breaths when you need to this week. Appreciate the energy as it presents. Those aha moments as they come in, be appreciative of those as well. If you find that this Gemini energy gets to be a little bit much when it comes to communications, relationship, or money, or any ups and downs relative to that, slow things down by getting grounded. Remember, you can connect with that Taurus energy, and you can connect with the sensory pleasures. So things that look beautiful, things that feel beautiful, things that smell beautiful, things that sound beautiful. Sitting outside on a beautiful, warm, sunny day like I did yesterday, allowing myself to just completely be immersed in the sounds of nature. Touching a tree, because we've been so disconnected from our fellow man, depending on where you're at on the planet, you may still be separated from others. You can connect with the universe through nature. Go out and touch a tree. Touch that bark. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. If I'm in an area that is not familiar to me as far as people, places, things, I can always find a tree. I can always find some sense of nature that I can reach out to, literally connect with, and bring myself back down to center. It's important to note as we move through this week, but also the coming weeks, how to use that Taurus energy to give us the stability that we need. as I mentioned, eclipse season, we are in it. The full supermoon in Scorpio launched it, and we are in it. We have some pretty significant changes headed our way. They will align with our greater good and that of the North Node of the collective, which is all very good news to me. And now this week we're going to learn how to hold space for that healing and what to do with that void area, and trusting and knowing that everything's happening for our greatest good. So deep breath this week. Practice self-care. If you need to step away, get a warm bath. Again, get in nature. Spend time with a pet. Laugh. Enjoy the pleasures of life, be it through any one of the senses that you have. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate and feel so blessed that I have each of you in my life. If you enjoyed this video, please click like. And if you have any comments or questions, post them in the comment box below. And as soon as I come across it, I will reply back to you. And hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when videos are dropped. It will be important over the next couple of weeks to have whatever tools are necessary to you as we navigate this eclipse season. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Namaste.